is the role of silence in your life?
I have a very difficult time finding silence.
It gives you more time to reflect.
I try and carve out some time for silence, usually at night at home when everybody's asleep.
Time out of my day just to, if it's before bed or in the shower.
I think silence is good because I'll just center ourselves.
It helps to bring us into a deeper reality so that we can be fully in touch with all of creation, so that we can be fully in touch with God.
What does the word vocation mean?
I hear that word a lot, but I never really thought of what that word could mean.
It means a calling. It comes from a Latin verb.
Pretty much like your job, but what God calls you to do.
Your purpose, your mission, what God has planned for you to do.
Vocation is a call to joy. That is, it is God's call for us to be united fully with Him.
What is prayer, and how do you do it?
Prayer is a conversation with God.
The traditional definition of prayer is the lifting of the mind and heart to God.
Oftentimes that is in church where I pray, but I also pray in my bedroom and with others.
It can be reflection, and it can be volunteering and just thinking each time you do something like this is for God.
Well, personally, I use sort of liturgical prayers of the church. I use the Bible.
Really, I think you can pray, wherever, as long as you center yourself and focus on what you're saying.
I myself participate in the Liturgy of the Hours.
One of the big ways I pray is when I play music. I feel, as others do, the music really ties in to the church.
Are you spiritual and or religious, and why?
I would say I'm spiritual and religious, but not as spiritual and religious as I hope to be. So for me, spiritual and religious is more of having that faith as my foundation and being able to talk about it openly.
I like to think of myself more spiritual versus religious. It's really easy to say, because I work at the church, it's easy to say, oh, she's, obviously Catholic, but I look at it and I say, I want a relationship with God, and whatever that takes, I will have that relationship with God.
For me, part of being in a relationship with God involves doing that and being in that with other people. And so for me, being religious is that part of that other people's dimension. And for me, being religious is also the sense that I don't have to invent the parameters.
Who is the apostle of the Eucharist?
Jesus Christ?
I don't know.
Nope. Nope.
John?
One of the 12 apostles are the apostles of the Eucharist.
Simon? Theodore? Alvin?
That would be Saint Norbert, right?
I'm guessing it's Saint Norbert.
Saint Norbert is the apostle of the Eucharist.
When did Saint Norbert live?
If I get this wrong, I'm going to look stupid.
Saint Norbert lived a long time ago.
I want to say 1492, but I think that's Christopher Columbus.
Oh, he lived in the 10s and the 11s.
The 1100s.
1080 AD to 1134.
What is the relationship between communion and community?
You have to love God and love your neighbor. And so if communion is this powerful encounter one has with God, this intimate moment with God, it stands to reason that has to happen in community with other people, and that community has to be created in that moment. Otherwise, you're only doing one half of that great commandment.
It's one body for many people.
What is the Eucharist?
The Eucharist is the body and blood of Jesus Christ.
Transubstantiation keeps coming to mind. It's pretty much a gift from God. It's the body and blood of Jesus and a representation of his sacrifice for us.
The Eucharist is God's love for us, expressed in the bloodless sacrifice at the altar at Mass.
Eucharist means thanksgiving, and so it's a lot of things. It's not simply the consecrated host. It's the people coming together to celebrate, the life of Jesus and the risen presence of Jesus.
What grounds you?
Just being able to see God in everything.
Playing music, playing piano, playing organ.
My family.
My faith, definitely. Being able to go to Mass weekly